Hey mother truckers, it's Tony from Appalachian Dual Sport, and here I'm doing an unboxing and first reveal of these brand new Forma Terra Evos in brown. Now, I bought these on eBay from a seller, one of the only United States sellers that I could find. This is like a new boot, and I was thinking about going with the Terra, just a regular one. But I was told this one was available, and this has more of a real hinge on it, and I wanted to get something like that. Some of the other contenders that I was looking at were like an Alpine Stars Tech 7, but it's not waterproof, so I already have a motocross boot, so I kind of wanted to get something that was off-road, basically. So I wanted something waterproof, and most motocross boots are not waterproof. So I ended up going with this. I wanted to give it a shot. I got it from this Forma Performance Boots Frontier Distribution. I paid $339 for it. That's the price on eBay. I could have got it cheaper from a European distributor, but the guy that had the best price was in Italy, and I didn't want to take a chance of getting a boot that I didn't like or didn't fit or had some problem and not being able to return it back to Europe. And it would have been slightly cheaper than buying it direct from Forma USA, I guess. But I just didn't want any hassles, so I went with this boot, and it arrived quickly. However, this is the box it came in, and all it was wrapped with was this plastic bag around the exterior. As you can see, took a couple hits during shipment. Now, of course, the boots were not damaged in any way, and when I got the boot, I mean, they look really nice. I got it in the brown, as you can see. Came with a little stuffy in there to keep the shape of the boot. So first impressions was that it was a nice boot, and there's the hinge that you can see. It's on both sides of the ankle area. And got the other boots. These are in 45 Euro size, which is an 11 US. And if I can get this puffy thing out of there. The only other thing in the box are the toe plates with the screws, instructions for installing. And I haven't even looked at this, but I'm assuming this is an owner's manual, which isn't probably going to be all that detailed. So yeah, just a little book. But wanted to give you just a couple impressions I had of this boot right off the bat. I did stick it on my foot, and it seems to be running true to size. Sometimes I've had trouble fitting my size 11 foot into a size 11 shoe. I have kind of a wide foot, but the toe box here seemed to have plenty of space. As you can see, both toes are armored, although you don't really need both toes, but they are both armored. Heel is armored, which is nice. I'm going to pause here so I can unbuckle this boot so you don't watch. Well, let's just do it. Let's just unbuckle it. These are nice buckles. They are aluminum here, so it's not a plastic. This is an aluminum. The little clip down area is plastic, so God only knows how long that's going to hold. But when I was putting these on my feet, these adjusted very easily. You just slide them in, pull them out, slide them in. Very similar to many other motocross boots, and you just got the Velcro at the top. Now, the one thing I wish that they did, that some higher end boots do, is run this gaiter. Excuse me, sorry for the shaky camera work, but this gaiter, which is where your waterproofing stops, I mean, it's short from the top of the boot by about 3.5, 4 inches from the top of the boot. So, you know, it's not going to be waterproof all the way up. So if water gets up to a little over your second buckle, you're going to be in trouble, and water is going to get into your boot. So one thing I was a little let down about when I got this boot on, I thought this hinge was going to be a lot more substantial than it is. Let me show you something. this hinge right here, I can actually, let's go to the other side. This hinge on the inside of your heel or your ankle area is very, very thin plastic. Look at that. I'm bending it with my hand, right? So how much protection for your ankle is this hinge actually going to provide? It goes up in here. You got this tab that slides up in here. So I'm assuming that the design, you know, when it's on your foot, I'm going to strap it onto my foot. I'm not going to show that, but I'm just going to show you how this thing bends and flexes. I just don't know how much extra protection this actual hinge is going to give me at all. All right, I've got the boot on, and I've got a relatively thicker calf, and it fits into the top of the boot just fine. You can see it's a good fit, snug. Buckles buckled down real positively. Nothing to complain about there. But watch, if you can, watch this hinge area. I mean, so I'm flexing the boot. I'm trying to do this by myself. I know the light's not the greatest either, but I don't really see how it's bulging out right here. Watch the hinge. It bulges out. So this hinge, when it flexes forward, it's not really flexing. It's bulging. So what if I'm flexing forward and something catches this right here, this hinge? So I don't know. I mean, look on the inside of the boot. When I flex my foot forward, let me get some better light on this if I can. I hope this isn't upside down. But if you can see this right here, this is like it's bending and pinching instead of flexing. So I don't know. I'm not super psyched about it. Maybe you can get a better view of it right there. See how it's bulging out when I flex my foot forward? Don't get me wrong, this boot is comfortable, but this hinge seems to be an afterthought, really, and I don't know about the functionality of it. I'm going to use this on my trip, and I've got a 50th birthday cross-country motorcycle trip coming up. I'm actually going to trailer everything and then ride at spots that I find along the way. But we'll see how the boot holds up. We'll see if this hinge thing is anything to be concerned about. I mean, it's doing the same bulging thing when I flex the foot backwards too. So whether or not this hinge is actually providing any protection just doesn't seem like it. So more to come. Thanks for watching.